What's up, guys? I'm Felipe Costa.
I'm McKenna Nims.
And I'm Maddie Holberg.
Today, we want to talk about the outdoor lights. Our founder, Chris Wakefield, an excellent guy. We had an opportunity to have a great conversation with him, sat down, and wanted to talk about some of the themes that we learned from his story and some of the other cases that we worked on this semester. McKenna, you want to go first?
Yeah, of course. After talking to Chris, I found that one of the most important themes that he taught me was the importance of being able to adapt and change his course of action, specifically after receiving feedback from all of his consumers. For a while, he was working at a wholesaler for lights, and he was making $1.3 million a year in sales. And all of a sudden, his boss said, "I'm taking away all your clients, and yeah, you're not gonna get paid as much." So Chris decided that this is when he should do his own thing. That was his first pivot. And then during COVID, which was 4 years ago.
Yeah. Oh my God. That already feels too
long. COVID, he decided that he needed to capitalize on what was going on, even though it was very uncertain what was going to happen. Which his competitors did not really do the same thing. And I think that's why he was very successful during that time. He decided he needed a lot more management and a lot bigger warehouse, and that's kind of where he is at now. I think he kind of correlated to Jeff Bezos to me, because Jeff kind of started the online bookstore and then decided that that wasn't working and had to satisfy a bigger target market, which is what Chris did, especially during COVID. And I think that's what made them both so successful, just being able to change their business model when something's uncertain, or even if things are going well, but you want them to do better.
Maddie, what did you find?
Yeah, so a theme that I saw throughout the interview with Chris and throughout classes is just having this core group of diverse people is working under your company or that you're going to for advice is really helpful, and it just it allowed you to have more conversations and think deeper about things before you go fully into something. And he did this through Outdoor Lights, and his first hire was someone who was very technical and complemented his type of work and work ethic. And he was able to work on continuing to grow his company when it was in the early stages. That was his first hire in 1995. And then he further hired people, he hired an accountant and a CFO because he didn't specialize in those areas. He was able to capitalize on their expertise so he could do the lighting and making customer relationships that he specialized in. And also connects back to the Evan Williams case when he worked with musicians, the unpaid musicians, to help with the movie scores and get ahead of some individuals that were more qualified. But since he had those connections, he was able to move past them. Or in the Rent the Runway case with Diane von Furstenberg. No, Diane. Okay. Should I restart?
DVF? Yeah, we'll keep it there.
With the Rent the Runway case with DVF, she used her strong network because she was a big head in the fashion world, and she was able to kickstart Rent the Runway and help them with their connections and have other fashion companies entrust that them to rent their clothes because she allowed them to use her connections.
Yeah, I found it interesting when you're talking about Evan Williams with his network of movie scores or musicians for movie scores. That goes back to your theme of pivoting, because you went from movie scores to all of a sudden becoming an entrepreneur. It's not only is it a common theme within employees to entrepreneurs, but just within the entrepreneurial realm and shifting your business as well.
Yeah.
Something that really stuck out to me about Chris is he didn't go to college, and so in order to even start this company, he kind of had to have the prior knowledge and work twice as hard to get it to where it is now, which I think that's really cool. It's a really unique story.
And it's stuck in his head, right? He was I wonder how much bigger or faster I could have done this if I was college educated.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we're lucky. Yeah, thanks, Mrs. Brutz. Okay, one of my main themes was successful entrepreneurs master the pursuit of opportunity and synthesize their resources to become something greater than just their parts. I think an excellent example of this is the Outdoor Lights, Chris Wakefield's company. he has multiple certifications in high voltage and low voltage lighting. The whole company is beyond insured. And he's always consulting horticulturalists, arborists, to make sure that plants in the properties are safe, animals aren't harmed within whatever work he does. Each one of those things, if you're just certified or maybe if you're just insured, that could mean a little in terms of the whole effect of what he does. But I think having this full package and combining all these, they're pretty tangible resources in terms of building consumer trust. All of a sudden, okay, if you're going to hire an outdoor lighting company, yeah, this guy's certified, insured, he consults with plant animal experts before doing your job. That builds really strong relationships between him and all of his consumers. And not only does that do that, his employees, I think, are more proud to work for a company that takes such diligent effort into maintaining the best standard and quality possible.
Yeah, I was reading some of the testimonies that are on his website, and they were pretty cool. He had one with the Backstreet Boys.
But no, we'll show some of the pictures. He worked on Vince Dooley's house, beautiful home here in Athens. Kirby's house, he actually did
Recently too.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
maybe still in the works or just finished,
Yeah.
which is awesome. Yeah, I actually find it funny. This goes back to him not being college educated, but he teaches a class here
No
at
way.
Georgia,
Really?
and he went around videoing the lights at Terry, and he was like, no, these look bad. No, this needs to be fixed.
Wow, yeah, that's awesome. I found some good connections between Wakefield's story and some of our cases, specifically the Apple case. We had some discussions in class about what would Steve Jobs be without Wozniak and what would Wozniak be without Jobs. With some of his early hires, he had an early technical hire. He found his accountant through his network. It's things that he can't do on his own in order to run a fully operational, successful business. And he leveraged his network to do stuff that he could never just, okay, you can't run a one-man show while doing all the manual labor.
Yeah.
You needed to hire a CFO.
For a while, he didn't even have a truck. I mean, he was driving some little sedan,
Yeah.
taking all these equipment
Yeah.
placed.
Yeah, he traded in his personal car for a pickup, right? And I thought that was very cool. I mean, that's so similar to what my theme says about mastering the pursuit of opportunity. This guy took his personal goods and converted them into company assets. I mean, he like engrossed himself into the entrepreneurial lifestyle. I think that's what you have to do, right?
Right.
Something he kept preaching was working as hard as possible and doing everything you can to get ahead. He said 4 a.m. wake-ups with 18-hour days.
Yeah.
That was absurd.
And he also talked about how he used his retirement fund for the
Yeah.
start of his company just to buy tools and maybe some.
$7,500, and he had to pay the early withdrawal fees. Yeah, I remember that. But
Crazy.
yeah, no, we had an incredible opportunity to talk to Chris Wakefield. Some great themes: adapting and pivoting, and changing either your plans or business model with consumer feedback. He developed a diverse group of people around him that helped propel his company forward and introduce new ideas. And he specifically, I think he's a master of the pursuit of opportunity, and he can synthesize his resources to create something bigger than what each of their parts sum up to. So yeah, this has been Felipe, McKenna, and Maddie with the Outdoor Lights.
Yes.
We're out.